Hype, hype. Come with me tonight, tonight. Can't you see? I wanna be with you. Hype, hype. Come with me tonight, tonight.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I hope everyone is well out there in the world. To my right is Lucas, and we're here to talk about West Ham United versus Liverpool. Lucas, how are you doing, mate?
I'm all right. I know I said it on the last video, but I hope everyone had a good Christmas, a good holiday. We're approaching the new year, and hopefully we can end it on a decent foot. But yeah, nothing to report here. Very cloudy, very dark over here on the East Coast. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night here, but it feels like a Sunday.
Yeah.
or a cold night on a Tuesday. Yeah, listen, it's been a mad old few days. We win a game, people on social media start getting the ump because we're not playing well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even have to be drunk tonight to tell you that. We all know what the problem is, but nevertheless, we will talk about that in this video. Before we get started, Lucas, what are you expecting against Liverpool?
Not much. I'll be honest. It'll be one of those. It'll be one of those matches where we just hopefully we don't lose by 4 or 5 goals. We manage the damage a little bit, and we go on our merry way. But I'll be honest, that kind of thinking really almost doesn't matter when you look at our future fixtures. It really just doesn't. Liverpool, City, back to back, and then you got Villa away, and then it's just one of those, like, okay, maybe we only lose by 2 or 3 to Liverpool, but surely we'll hold 3 or 4 to City. So really, it doesn't matter about managing the damage, but it does matter a bit.
For me, you've got to treat this like a free hit. Expect nothing, and if you get something, you're happy with it. Anyone who expects something out of this game, I can't help you. I simply can't help you. They're a good side. They're a very good side, and they're well organised. They've got some quality players up top who can score the goals for them, and they are just a well-oiled machine left by their ex-manager in good hands. And their current manager is a man that was mentioned last year for us when we had no chance of getting the man. I'm going to be honest. Arne Slot is doing very, very well. And is he doing very well, or is it the rest of his competition is just shit? Who knows? But you got to give him credit. He is doing well.
It seems to be a bit of both. I think this Liverpool side are better than what Klopp left them, in my opinion. They just seem a lot more professional, a lot more organized. I think I've mentioned it previous times on the channel, just like chit-chatting about it. Like with Klopp, they were just like 110 miles an hour. They're going to win 4-1, 5-1 a lot of the times. But now Liverpool just put in professional performances left, right, and center, 2-0, 3-0. Like they just look so much more organized, so much more compact. They can pass the ball around. They're not just foot on your throat, full speed ahead all the time. Like they really are so much more versatile than what they were under Klopp. And I think January, they could probably win the league in January, in my opinion. I know City tend to have that second half of the season like just magic, but barring injury, Liverpool they seem fit and rearing to win the league, especially with the news coming out with Trent. He's going to leave on a free, so he's going to want to leave on a high as well. So yeah, no stopping him, in my opinion.
What do we do? Because we've got no Rodriguez, which is a result. No Thomas Suchek, that isn't a result.
No Fabianski, probably.
No Fabianski, because he's going to be out with a concussion sort of blow. So that's ruling him out. Kilman is touch and go, whether he's going to be fit and firing and back. Mate, what are we going to do, mate, in this game?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Again, with the way we're set up and the way this season's going, this is a free hit in my opinion. But at the same time, like, we really don't want to be going out there losing 4 or 5-0. You know what I mean? So I really don't know what the best way to play him is. In my opinion, obviously, if you want to manage the differential. You park the bus at home. You try to counterattack them when you can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with the way that we're going to have to set up, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Like Tadibo, Mavropanos is not a center half pairing, I think, that is capable of parking the bus, sitting in a low block, heading everything away. I know Mavropanos is, but Tadibo and Kilman not that great in the air. So I don't expect much from Tadibo when he plays. But I don't know. It's a weird one. I think, in my opinion, this is just one of those jobs where just don't get done 4 or 5-0, and I think we can walk away in an okay mindset. But at the same time, I feel like with the lineup we're going to play, our best way of playing is going to be open and free, but that's going to open up the risk of losing 4 or 5-0. So it is a weird one. It's hard to think about how we're going to set up, to be honest.
For me, yeah, you have to integrate the youth in this game. It's a free hit, and Lewis Alford is a guy that's highly rated, and could have left for Villa in the summer. If we'd have paid the money, a bit more money, he would have been a Villa player right now. We've got no choice, and sometimes when you've got no choice, you just got to chuck people in and see how they get on. Yeah, is it the game for him? No. But we have got good young players, and I keep hearing this online, yeah, where people say, "Oh, it ain't the right game to throw him in." It's never a right game to throw a player in. But at this rate, we've got no midfield, and we need runners in midfield, like people who've got energy. Lewis has got that; he can run around the pitch. I remember Alfie, shout out to West Ham Online. He said to me, he's one of the best players that I've seen out of the current crop. You got Earthy, you got Casey, you got all these other boys, but Alford is the guy. For me, you chuck him in and go with a 3-man midfield: Alvarez, Paqueta, and him. Yeah, and you look after him in the game. And if you get to half time and you see where we're at, if we obviously get done, then it is what it is. But they're a good side, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But us parking the bus in this game is a recipe for disaster. Because if we go and park the bus and they score early, they're just going to smash us to bits. Like literal bits, because we're going to come at them.
I think we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. Inevitably, I think we will hold at bare minimum 3. So, anyone's opinion, I really can't criticize. It's as good as mine. It's just, I think, as much as it is a free hit, you got to manage the goals. You got to manage the damage a little bit. So, it is what it is. If we play some youth players, I won't mind. If we don't, no hair off my back. It's just it really is a difficult match to really predict what we're going to see and how it's going to end. I think we can all agree we will be holding a good amount of goals, but we could easily hold 6.
I am worried. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. That's what I am concerned about, because when you look at us, we're easy to score against. And even Southampton, who are the worst team in the league, still found ways of nearly scoring against us. And they had good chances in good moments. And because they're a poor side, they end up missing their chances. Now, for me, I get what people are saying about this, right? 5-3-2, surely. But how long do you progress with that? Because once we're camped in our own half, it's just a matter of time before they score. Do you know what I'm saying? Where I just feel we might have to go a bit more, not go toe to toe with them, so to speak, but let's not go back in our shells and then just wait to concede, because that's what I believe West Ham will try and do. They're going to sit there and hold, and then once Liverpool do break through, which they will do, then what happens? Then what happens if they score early? That's the problem I've got with it. I don't understand why people just don't want to give any youth player a go. And this is where the hypocritical nature of people really gets on my fucking nerves, Lucas, yeah? Because last season, under Moyes, people were saying, you got to play the youth, you got to play the youth, you got to play the youth. Moyes don't play the youth. We've got no midfield at the minute. We've got Andy Irving, who sits there as a chilled one, Alvarez, who's a liability, and that is it. Do you know what I'm saying? And Lucas Paqueta, who's not going to be a good midfielder. And this is where I don't get the hypocritical nature of the flip-flop side of things. I really don't. And I don't even have to be fucking 10 JDs in to fucking see that. Do you know what I mean? I heard it all last year. I get what people say about Irving, but Lewis Orford is a young lad, bundles of energy. Give him a moment. Like, we're not expected to get anything out of this game, right? At present, and I just feel you have to play the kid, or at least get him on the pitch at some stage. What do we do about centre halves then with no Kilman, Mavropanos and Tadibo?
Yeah, it's gotta be, and I no matter, like I said, no matter what way we play, I think we're going to be holding at least 3. So really, it doesn't matter. We have no other option.
Yeah,
and that like, I wouldn't mind seeing, me personally, if it was up to me, I would probably play 5 in the back with 3 center halves of Cresswell, Tadibo, and Mavropanos. I think that help us the most. Yeah. I know, like, I think we really just have to come out of this match as unscathed as possible. So I think that's the way to go, and that's what I would do. But again, I don't know what Lopetegui thinks is best to approach this match, but I think we will be seeing a 5-3-2. I think it would be, I don't know. Again, there's a difference between being brave and stupid. And I think if we don't play a 5 back, we're being a bit stupid and naive to what Liverpool can do to us. I think you gotta, just like you respect the point, you gotta respect the opposition and what they can do to you. So for me, I think we will see 3 center halves, 2 wing backs, 2 midfielders, and 2 strikers, 3 attackers. I don't know about that part, but I think we will be seeing a 5 back.
Yeah, I'm not on this one.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see it personally, but just in the circumstances in which we are,
I get it.
That's don't really get me
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I get what you're saying. If you can push their attackers wide, then that's a start, right? Because what are you going to do? They ain't going to cross the balls into Salah. Do you know what I mean? And if they score a headed goal against us with 5 at the back, then it's drastically wrong. So
yeah, and again, it all depends on how Liverpool line up as well, because it could be effective.
4-3-3, mate.
If they're playing Darwin, maybe a little bit worried because he's okay in the air. If they're playing Gakpo up top, again, maybe a little worry, but they don't really present an aerial threat. They're definitely more of the back post kind of crosses, Salah, Diaz, whoever gets on the end of it, back post, and they score. So if, like you said, if we do play 5 in the back and we're allowing headed goals to the striker in the middle of the box, that's a huge issue. But if we're playing 5 in the back and they're sending crosses, surely with Tadibo and Mavropanos, they should be heading them away. Like, if Kilman was playing, I'd actually be a bit more confident, if I'm being honest. But even he is not like the greatest in the air, but he's steady, he's rock solid. So,
do you know what? He's a blow if he's out. Because if he's out, then that's our best defender out.
And I don't think he's getting enough respect. I see a lot of people discussing like Hammer of the Year and stuff like that. Even though Wan-Bissaka, he's been pretty decent since coming in, I think Kilman, in my opinion, is still clear Hammer of the Year for me. Personally.
I think with Wan-Bissaka, people look at what he does going on the ball, going forward, but he's off the ball work is terrible. I'm not going to lie. Defensively, also. I noticed it the other day when I'm doing the watch along. You start seeing our players are playing, and the other day, him getting back, being too far away from the attacker is another thing. But nevertheless, they're both good players. Let's come to the lineup, Lucas. Let's go to the lineup and see what we're going to do as we celebrate this. Don't know why it's gone like that, but there you go. We're celebrating the lineup. Goalkeeper, Areola. I think that's obvious, isn't it? Because Fabian's going to be out. Also, do you say a back 5 then?
I think if Lopetegui's smart, which, I mean, he is. This is his line of work. It's his line. Yeah, it's his line of work. I think he will go 5 in the back, and I think we'll see. I think we'll see Wan-Bissaka, Tadibo, Mavropanos, Cresswell, and Emerson. But I would not be shocked if Emerson is potentially dropped. I don't know if I would or wouldn't, but we do need some carriers of the ball on the pitch when we do win the ball back and there is potential to counterattack. So I think that's what I'll go with. Wan-Bissaka, Tadibo, Mavropanos, Cresswell, and Emerson.
For me, I just think if you go 5 at the back, you're asking for it. I don't think like that's the solution. I think that we're waiting to concede in that regard. Like basically, we're giving up territory.
Yeah, but the way we play now is asking for us to concede.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what the problem is with us is this high line. That's the problem, and that's one of the major problems this year is the high line. And I tell you what, if I see Lopetegui play that tomorrow, fucking high line,
he will. Like you can't just. Rarely do you ever see a coach or manager that has a high line philosophy just go, "Nah, I don't think we're going to play it today."
If he does,
they just don't like Ange.
Yeah,
Ange. No matter who he is playing, no matter what, he is going to play high line. And Lopetegui, he's nothing like Ange, obviously, but like I just don't see him changing his philosophy. It was the same with Pellegrini as well. He never done that either. He always played a high line no matter what. And again, it would benefit us. It wouldn't. So I just don't see us not playing a high line.
If we play a high line, then we're fucking stupid. Honestly, we really are stupid, especially against Salah, Gakpo. You can have Jota in there. You can have Darwin in there. You can have Diaz in there. Like, that's just asking for it. Do you know what I mean? Okay, we'll go with your back 5. Who's the midfield?
Again, it's going to be a tough one. Don't know whether we'll see 3 midfielders, 2 midfielders.
What's needed more, 3 or 2?
3, in my opinion.
See, I agree, and that's why I feel like we're going back, not like to the old days, because the old days we could low block the shit out of teams and nick a 1-0. So if we say 3, then with 2 attackers, who's the 3?
I'll give you a scenario with both. I think, actually, if I had to predict what Lopetegui's going to do, I think he'll play 2. I think it'll be Alvarez and Paqueta. Which again, it's not my favorite thing to see. But if he plays 3, I think it'll be Paqueta, Alvarez, Soler.
Do you reckon Soler be fit? Because it all depends. Because he come off injured, apparently.
Again, I just don't know how he's gonna approach this match. If I'm being honest with you, I think we could get away with playing a midfield 2. He's actually from Inverness, I think it's how it's pronounced.
Inverness, Caledonian Thistle.
Yes.
That's the gaff. Yeah.
But I think depending on which midfield 2 we play, I think we can get away with playing with 2. But again, they're going to have to be running all match. But if we play 3, one of them can sit back a bit. So I don't know. If we play 3, I think we'll see Paqueta, Alvarez, Soler. If we play 2, my guess would be Alvarez and Paqueta.
Right. If it is Soler, fair enough. Soler, Alvarez, Paqueta, but that is yellow card central. I mean, you're going to have listen. If you like a punt, get on the yellow cards in that midfield because they're going to get booked all day long. They're going to get run through. If it is that 3, who's the 2 attackers? Bowen and Falkirk up front.
I think it'll be Bowen and Kudus.
You reckon Bowen and Kudus?
As much as it wouldn't pan out well against Van Dijk and some others, I feel like the only chance we're going to have is to possibly try and outpace them on the counter. And Van Dijk's obviously, in my opinion, still the best center half in the world in terms of overall play. Yeah. So really the only way we're going to be able to get after him, I think, is just with pure pace. And we got to know exactly what we want to do on the counter. See, that's the one thing I think we're missing this season as well. I think we've worried so much about possession and having the ball that when we get on the counterattack, we have no idea what to do with the ball. Like there's no focal point.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no patterns of play. There's nothing. Like under previous managers, in my opinion, we had a bit of an idea of how we wanted to attack on the counter.
I remember some of the boys on the spaces this year basically turning around and saying that off the ball, James, watch us off the ball. We are shit. We've got no idea what we're doing off the ball, right? And then when you sort of stand back and you watch West Ham off the ball, you start seeing what the problems are. Mo always wants the ball to feet every single time. He never makes a move. He never makes a run for someone to find him. He always wants the ball to come to him rather than him making the run and someone finding him with a pass. Krug, you can't really judge him. You can't, because the jury's still out with him. Paqueta doesn't do enough for me. He doesn't do enough to influence the game. And it's just off the ball, we're just not a good side. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we're not a good side, full stop. Like with the manager and with the situation.
Like I said, we've got the players, but as a collective, we are absolutely shit. But I'll give you the same scenario as well. If we play two attackers, I think it has to be Bowen and Kudus. I don't see like a full Krug and Kudus or a full Krug and Bowen working. But if we play three forwards, three attackers, I think it will be Kudus, Fulkrug, Bowen.
What about
because I can see the benefit of Fulkrug playing and him not.
What about this scenario that we actually have Fulkrug up front with Bowen and Bowen and Fulkrug up front with a three-man midfield of Paqueta, Alvarez,
Soler, or Orford,
and Kudus.
Kudus in the midfield three. No, not for me.
Picks the ball up. The only problem is with him, which is a problem, is does he really get stuck in as much as the others? But he
wins his duels, but that's not the same as sitting in a low block or a mid block or anything like that.
I just think we need someone. I just think we need someone to carry the ball out. Yeah, and that's one thing I will say.
That's why I think Emerson has to play. I know there's been some shouts of Wan-Bissaka left back, Soufal right back, but I think we're going to need Wan-Bissaka and Emerson because they both can carry the ball forward, obviously. So I don't know. We are going to need ball carriers in there because if we do win the ball back, hopefully, if there's some patterns of play and a focal point idea of how we want to score, that's going to be key in my opinion.
What about Wan-Bissaka in the back three with Todibo and Mavropanos?
I personally wouldn't mind that either because, again, we all know Wan-Bissaka is a very, very good defender, very good one-on-one defender, but he does switch off. And when you're playing center half in a back three, you can't be switched off. You have got to be positionally aware all times.
I know what you're saying.
So I probably wouldn't do that, but
because I'm just thinking of the high line because Steve-O can't do it on his own. Do you know what I mean? Like he can't cover Salah, Diaz, Gakpo on his own. So yeah, we will see what happens with that. Let's go to predictions, Lucas.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised we've even gone on this long.
Yeah, I know.
I thought this was gonna be the shortest preview of all time. Just listen, we're gonna get done no matter what. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's get on this city away.
Right. Well, I'll let you go first with your prediction then.
Listen, we have a lot of first-time Premier League players in this side right now. First time, second time. These are matches growing up you dream of playing, especially in front of the supporters at home. So you would think, bare minimum, these guys are going to give 110%. They're going to be locked in. They're going to be eager, excited, ready to play. But again, sometimes that does not translate to a good performance or playing smartly at all. So I'll give two predictions. One that could happen and one that obviously couldn't. So in my opinion, I think we will play a back five. And if we do play a back five, it doesn't matter. 3, 2 midfielders, 2, 3 attackers, doesn't matter. If we play a back five, I think we can manage like a 3-0 loss. 2-0 would be fantastic. But I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham. But if we play a 4 in the back, just if we play like a normal lineup that we normally do, I think we will hold 5 or 6, I'm being honest. So I think Lopetegui is professional enough to know that this is a match that you just have to be smart and not stupidly brave to try and score points or send a message. So I think he will go back 5, and I'm gonna go 3-0 Liverpool.
I am gonna say that when West Ham expect to lose, they always surprise me. They do it all the time. Yeah, so brace yourself. I'm about to say. I think West Ham are going to draw. I think West Ham are going to draw this game. I don't know why. I've got a feeling they're going to draw. They're going to hold out Liverpool. I believe what you said is true. So I think you're right. I think they're going to go with a back 5, but they're going to frustrate them. And I don't know why. I just got a feeling that we ain't going to get smashed up in this one. Yeah, I could be completely wrong, but I just
scoreline wise or on the pitch.
If they score early, then we're getting done. Simple as that. But the longer the game goes on, the more chance we've got of getting a draw.
Well, no, that's why. Like in my perfect world, back 5 till halftime. Hopefully, go in 0-0 or 1-0 down, and then maybe turn on the Jets second half, like what Moyes would do. Yeah. So I mean, again, I can't get. I still don't understand Lopetegui. I don't know what he wants to do, but yeah, that was just my 2 cents.
I think what it is they're buzzing. They're coming expected to win, but I just know this club at the back of my fucking hand, like really like the back of my hand, and I know full well that when there's a time when they need to get a result, they can pull something out of nowhere. Can I see it? Probably not. Probably not. I'm probably just maybe believing my own shit to a point, but I am going to say a draw. I'm going to say West Ham might turn up in this one and
score. You got to say a score. You can't keep saying win, loss, or draw. Got to give a score.
I'll go 2-2. I'll go 2-2. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I just feel a draw. I don't know. I remember last year against Liverpool. Right, I think it was 3-1 or 4-1 West Ham to beat Liverpool, and I backed the double chance. And we draw the game 2-2. Are we the same team from last year to now? Well, let's be honest. Last year, people said we was shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we played Liverpool, and we got the result. And I agree with what Michael says there. Do you know what I mean? We can shit out something against this lot. Do you know what I mean? Especially at the LS. If this was at Anfield, we've got no fucking chance. Do you know what I mean? But at the LS, anything's possible. But we're probably going to get done about 5-1. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest. But I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the hope that we're going to get a draw. And Kev, I see you in the chat laughing. If we do get a draw, yeah, I'll be straight in your DM boxes, mate, letting you know something. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this team does surprise me from time to time. And hopefully we can get a result of some note. Lucas, anything you want to add on before we make a move?
Just say your prayers, go to church before tomorrow. Hopefully we don't get slapped about by 4 or 5. And genuinely, if we could walk out of here with 3 goals, I think that's all we can ask for. I'm not trying to be too greedy.
I've got a question. Is it all about the performance tomorrow? More than anything?
Of course, because again, if it's the hope that kills you, but it's the hope that keeps you dreaming. And I don't blame anyone for keeping hope or having the slightest of hope tomorrow that we could get a result. But I just think if you've been watching the Premier League this season, you've been watching Liverpool, I think it's I don't share that same hope with whoever has that. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just know fucking West Ham too well, and they always seem to turn up when we least expect it. Do you know what I mean? But if they do get cooked tomorrow, I think it's how they get cooked. Yeah, if it ends up being like an Arsenal game where we're 4-0 down and it's embarrassing, then questions will need to be asked. The problem is we're in such a shit situation with this manager currently right now. Yeah, and we've got a manager or head coach in charge that, let's have it right, we've got no faith in. So I agree with what Daniel said. Tomorrow it's about the setup. It's how we set up in the game. Yeah, if we set up in a low block, and when I say a low block, I mean a proper low block. Arsenal away last season, this time last year, low block, then we got half a chance. If he tries to play a high line against Liverpool, he's taking the piss out of us, and it's as simple as that, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, it's one of those.
But yeah, it is all about the performance, because I mean,
Yeah.
How many times have we been beaten 3-0 or 3-1, but we actually played pretty decent? So it is all tomorrow is all about the performance because again, I can't see us nicking a result tomorrow.
Can you
and I think Liverpool are they're different this season. I think they are very motivated, very hungry to win the league, and they smell blood, in my opinion.
Well, we said it the other day. You got to enjoy the wins because when the big boys come and we get cooked, then you've got time to be fucking miserable. You can't be miserable when you're winning a game.
25 hours and 45 minutes left to enjoy that victory.
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
I completely agree with you, mate. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV.
Yeah, my math was wrong on that.
It's been a bit mad over the last sort of 72 hours. West Ham winning a game. I see a lot of stuff on social media which just baffles me to a point. People expect West Ham to turn into prime Brazil all of us overnight, and it ain't going to happen. It just isn't going to happen. It's going to take a long time for West Ham to be anywhere near as good as what people expect us to be. And I don't think is going to be good enough with Lopetegui. But who knows? Right? Let's have a miracle.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Christmas miracle incoming. I mean. Yeah, we will try our best to stop slot. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, smash like the video, subscribe to the channel, goes a long way. I'll be back tomorrow after full player ratings tomorrow night, straight after the game. Will it be a night of pleasure or pain? It's gonna be pain. Pain and lots of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, that's enough from us. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again in the next one.
Hype, 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 hype.